What's up, guys? Welcome to Why Will Friends English, and today we're going to get into a oddly difficult topic.
English has a notorious reputation for terrible spelling, and for good reason. There's a lot of stuff inside English that makes our spellings weird. However, there's another element that makes it even more difficult, which is the pronunciation.
You cannot accurately guess pronunciation based off of how we spell a word. This is going to be a newish video for us. We intend to make a playlist about pronunciation that's difficult to determine, especially based on context and part of speech. We just kind of want to draw those out because we remember these being difficult in the languages we've studied. So we kind of want to put together this series. If you like this type of video, please let us know by hitting the like button, put a comment below. Just let us know that you want to see more of these and we'll definitely do that for you. We're going to focus on some identical words. They look the same. They're spelled identical, but they are pronounced two or more different ways.
Wait, words that are the same, but they're said differently.
Yeah. And it's kind of important that you pronounce them correctly. I mean, check this out.
Hey, do you like deserts?
I love desserts, especially chocolate ice cream.
No. Not desserts. Deserts. Places with sand.
Yeah. No, deserts are pretty cool, but I don't ever want to be deserted there.
Yeah, there's no desserts in the desert.
No. So as you can see there, we had some difficulty understanding each other, and depending on context, that really helps a lot. Like in terms of words that are homophones, like they sound the same, we tell by context. Right. But in this case, we have words that look the same, but when we're speaking, we pronounce them differently. So how can you know?
So oftentimes, a two-syllable noun will have the stress at the beginning. But the identical form of it, but it's a two-syllable verb, will often have the stress at the end. And a lot of these today will follow that rule. We'll put it up on the screen for you guys so that you can see the stress.
We've loosely grouped these in these 8 words today in terms of law and order. Things that you might hear in a courtroom, things you might hear in a crime TV show, whatever. But just keep in mind that some of these have different meanings outside of these contexts. The verb and the noun uniquely will have different meanings in different contexts.
So the first one is suspect and suspect.
I suspect there is something going on behind the scenes.
So that's a verb.
Right. So if you hear suspect instead of suspect, which is the noun, suspect.
The suspect was taken into custody.
So I suspect the suspect is guilty.
This is a good one. They both kind of mean the same thing. A person that's being investigated and to investigate.
So the next one is addict or addict.
So for example, an addict must work hard to overcome an addiction.
Or she is addicted to sugar. Addict.
So the idea is a person craves, right? They want it, they need it.
An addict is addicted to something.
Right, exactly. So the next one is conduct and conduct.
Conduct.
So the man conducted himself poorly.
The man's conduct got him in trouble. Conduct is another word for like action. The action he took or an action he did. Notice that there's a verb meaning there and a noun meaning.
Yeah.
So the next one is record or record.
So they wanted to record the whole trial.
Her record is spotless. But we also have a way to start an idiomatic expression where we're going to say, for the record, something. So it's just like, just to prove or just to say that I've said it. It's another way of saying, I told you so, but before the fact.
And that would be the object of the preposition, right? So that would have to be a noun. For the record.
Yes, that's a noun. For the record is the object of the preposition for. Always set off with a comma at the beginning of a sentence. The next one is object or object.
So for example, Sarah objects to her husband's vacation plans.
Ooh, what were those vacation plans? The object is smooth and black.
So these two have more of a different meaning than the others. Object means to like argue against. I don't agree, I don't approve.
You're voicing that.
But an object is just something physical in space, like a sphere or a ball or a cube. These are objects. And so this is an example how some of these same spellings, different pronunciations, some of these meanings can diverge quite heavily. So the next one is exploit or exploit.
It is wrong to exploit someone.
Or
the old men reminisced about the exploit of their youth. So in this context, exploit means to take advantage of someone. But you can also have the noun exploit, which is more of an adventure. You're setting out off on an adventure, which I guess in Law and Order would be like robbing something. I don't know. So the next one is default or default. So the noun is default, the verb is default. Now this one's tricky for us because where we live, in our dialect in this area, people want to call both of them default. So if Charlie defaulted on his car loan, people where we live want to say Charlie defaulted on his car loan. And that's incorrect. It's not General American, that's Southern American.
This is one of those examples of how sometimes we push our pronunciations together to make them a little bit more simplified, but the actual pronunciation, the verb form is default and the noun form is default.
Yes, the camera's default settings are good enough for me. So this one also has an adjective form, so the default settings, that's fine. You can also say, let's just go with the default.
Yeah, go with the usual.
Yeah, he is in default. You can say those things. This one has a lot of legal meaning. That's how we normally say it. So to default on your loan is a big deal. That means your car is going to be repossessed.
Yeah, it means you can't pay the payments for the loan, so they have to take the thing that you loaned the money out for, whether it's a property or car or whatever.
But default settings, like that on our camera here, these are just settings that came with the factory. It's what it will be without us messing with it.
Yeah. The next one is contest or contest.
Ooh, contest or contest.
So for example, Ben entered his dog into a frisbee fetch contest.
Yeah, or the local curfew is contested at the moment.
So contest or contest.
Yeah, so in the legal setting, we might describe something in court that's taken just way too long, and there's many days, many trials, many meetings to do this. We might call that a contest.
Yeah.
Because we're kind of poking fun at how long it's taking to do the thing. It's more like, we would say that of lighter cases where it's just a squabble that was taken to court and really shouldn't have been. We might call it a contest, and that's a little bit demeaning. To contest is a very formal argument, or to formally debate something and to come up against something. So to contest the local curfew would mean that people are very seriously stepping forward in a formal legal matter to contest with the city for the local curfew. They might be trying to get it taken away.
A contest could also be like a talent contest.
Yeah, many of these words have meanings outside of Law and Order. We just kind of group these in because you might find them in Law and Order in your crime TV shows that you watch. So we're going to repeat all of these for you guys, just the words, so that you guys can hear the difference and you can replay this part over and over if you need to in order to practice and make sure you get it right. First, we're going to do the noun, then we're going to do the verb.
Suspect, suspect.
Addict, addict.
Conduct, conduct.
Record, record.
Object, object.
Exploit, exploit.
Default, default.
And then contest, contest.
So there you go, guys. Those are our 8 words that look identical but are pronounced differently. Like we said before, a lot of these depend on whether it's the noun form or the verb form, and some of these have very different meanings. So you got to make sure that you get these down so that you don't accidentally say the wrong pronunciation, because that can get a little confusing. But like we said in the introduction, a lot of these are determined based on context. So it's not like somebody's never going to be able to understand what you're saying if you say the wrong form. But the purpose of this video is so that you guys can have better pronunciation and have better communication so that you can have better English together.
Yep.
All right, there you go, guys. So be on the lookout for more videos like this one coming soon, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.
Bye.
Wow, you read me that one kind of different. Okay. So for example, Ben entered his dog into a frisbee fetch contest.
Yeah. Or.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Conduct, conduct.
Well done.
For the record, comma.